Alrighty, Doc here from North America, and we're really close to the numbers. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. We're very close to the numbers. Let's see what's going on here. They're going to be spitting out in a few seconds. Let's see. Oh, we got to get this going too. Let's get this going. There they go. And whoop, the first initial is they rocket the markets up, up, and away. That's what they're doing. Rocking and rolling up, up, and away. Let's see. Oh, we can't get. Let's get that up on the screen for you. For you. So it's always fun time action in the good old market. Let's see. There we go. And here it comes, and there is the dollar index right there. So the stock market just jumped up. Oh, let's put it up on the bigger screen. Oh, why didn't it go up? Come on. Shoot, there it is. Let's go up onto the bigger screen because the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up over 130 points now. Let's get it up on the screen here. Let's see, right there, and then we'll go back to the dollar. So the news came out, the numbers, and we'll see what the magic numbers are. Let me just double check, make sure sound is A-OK. Yep, the sound is A-OK. And let's see, you see that? That's what that whole wonderful little move was. Let's see, where's it at? Right there. Prices are up, they're saying. Okay, let's see what they are up. Here it is. Huh. 2.7%. March personal income up 0.5 versus estimated 0.5. Okay, well, we thought it would be a little warmer there. March personal spending up 0.8, was estimated to be up 6. And March PCE price index year over year, 2.7 versus 2.6 estimated. So hot, and hot. And so we call that stagflation. March personal income, right where it was supposed to be, up 0.5 estimated, as I said before. Dow Jones Industrial Average has gotten up to 175 points plus. I guess they figure stagflation and just all kinds of issues. Let's take a look at the bond market. Let's see. We go like this. Open sesame. Right there. And loading that in there now. And I think yesterday, what did we do? We finished off with the strange situation where they're at a point now where the unemployment number seems to be almost like a stochastic, and it's not really like the averages. And we showed you a chart yesterday towards the very end of the webinar here, and how off course things are about our Bureau of Labor statistic data. Let's just switch this until we get back up onto that system right there. Let's just take a look at the dollar index. There's the dollar index. It's kind of moving up a little bit, but it's been in a sell, 7 out of the 8 last days. So, there's a little pressure there. We're not busting the weekly, as you can see right there. That's yesterday's weekly close, though. 2 days ago's weekly close. Not yet seeing what yesterday's was. It should be coming. Oh, yeah, that is. It's 25th now. So we're on the 25th. That's yesterday's weekly close. We don't know where she's floating at the moment, but we know one thing for sure, and that is that the markets are not. Now, what is this doing? Why am I not getting loaded in that? Day week, yes. Let's cancel that and start over again. Close. Yes to all. There we are. Not sure why we weren't getting a data feed on that. But, so you can see there. Now let's go over to the bond right there. There is the ZBF. There's the bond. And bond, you can see it's been, interest rates have been going. Remember, traders, as this pathway down, right? This path, let's do it with this. this pathway down right here, and as you see this constant slide, is the mouse doing it? Okay, there it is. Yep, you can see that. All right, well, with that pathway down, when interest rate prices, there's the bond price. When the bond price goes down, interest rates are rising. So you can see here right now, it's trying to lift up today. And we're going to slide over to the big chart that's fully live and see if we can see what's going on there. Let's see. Right there. There it is. And we'll go like this at the same time. There we are. And then here we go. We're going to get onto that bond price. All right. There we are. And let's find the bond. The bond has been riding that long. Oh yeah, see it's turned around. Yeah, it's like that. It's still just like the beta is. It's moving up. And let's move that over to there. So you can see here it's moving up there, and at the same time, it's moving up there. So they're trying to make a bounce. So what they're doing is they're buying bonds, and so that means that they think interest rates could come down. Now, Mr. Biden has said he expects the interest rates to start to go down. If it's not next month, it's the following month. So I guess he's told Mr. Powell, get it done. Get it done. That's exactly what it comes down to. Hello, traders. Hello, Robin. So that's the story. That's the story. And that is that interest rates, the administration needs something. They need something at this point. They don't have much at this point. All they have is Mr. Trump dealing with the courts that they've, banana republiced. And so at this point, they don't care if they don't win in the end. They only care if they win the election. They don't really care if he gets arrested or not. They need the spin. They need that constant drumbeat because they can't talk about policies. So all they have to do is basically go with the basic concept. We're better than him. He's a criminal. We're not. Big surprise. Guess what? There's more criminality on his side. But anyway, that's what it really comes down to. For every crime Mr. Trump has done, I would say that the Biden administration has done 100. That's what it is. It's that worse. It's that bad. It's that despicable. So, but as far as they're concerned, as long as they can keep on beating that drum, that's their campaign. And so you're not hearing policies. You're hearing basically, a constant drumbeat of spin. And you can see here the bonds, they don't just aim, they don't start to take off on the upside like that, on nothing. Yeah, so they're interpreting that Mr. Powell is going to be pushed and shoved and demanded to lower a rate for at least a quarter percentage point. They just want something meaningful. Just something like, decorational meaningful, not physically meaningful. So they need something, anything. A quarter point would be a wonderful thing for them. They would be able to say, see, we're doing things right. And I'm totally confused how they have 2.7 inflation to begin with. My core number is over 4. So, they've got these numbers lassoed, tied up, chained to, controlled by Mr. Biden's BLS. And that's why it was very strange to see that article 2 days ago that said maybe the next administration will see reality finally in the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And then they showed the charts and how absurd they look. So anyway, that's it. That's what it comes down to. That's why we're seeing this action here. Let's take a look at, see, where should we jump over to? Let's jump over to the euro. See what the euro is up to today. Now, why won't it load? Confused. We're not getting the currencies up on the screen. Let's see, what is the issue here? Nothing's up there. Look at it, establishing connection. What malfunction is there? Because everything else is ticking away. You can see here, you see these See the things are ticking there. I don't understand it. Let's go take a look over here and see if we can figure out what's going on. So I see SPY moving. I see the stock futures, the futures moving. Let's see if we can get currency in there and see what happens. Let's try that again. Let's see, that one right there. Huh. ER. Not seeing the currencies updating. That's confusing. Let's try find one more thing that'll show us the currencies. Let's see. We're hunting it down. I'm not sure what's the malfunction today, but we'll find out. We'll get it working. Where's our currencies? Maybe what I'll do is we'll close this and start over again. Maybe that'll straighten it out. See how it stopped ticking? Now we'll reload it. There we go. I guess it's like a Friday thing, There we are. Let's see what happens now. Okay, let's load her in. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Here goes the ticking again, you'll see on the screen. There we go. And there is the euro. And so you can see here, euro is trying. You see, it's just like yesterday. It's been in that buy since here. That's what's that? 7 days ago, 8 days ago, something like that. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. This is the 8th day in a buy, leaning a little bit down, but they're interpreting that there's going to be some interest rate cut. And you can see here, the green line is heading for the manifold. So next week could be the real business. We might be seeing some real signs of lower interest rates here in the States. Now you can see here the British pound doing the same thing in a shorter span, of course, and it's trying to go through the signal right there at the same time. Let's see now. From there, we go back to the dollar index itself, and let's see how it's going to end the week. Is it going to challenge that weekly number to this week, or is it next week? I'd say next week. Right. Hmm. Okay, they're trying to get in. This is interesting. They're trying to get it back into the daily buy. The weekly is not being damaged at all. This has been very, every time we see strength in the pairs trades, we keep on thinking that it's going to be followed through, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems like the pairs trades cannot get out of their own way. It's awful hard to believe that the dollar or any of this stuff will move in any real dramatic direction unless there's some insane news that comes out that freaks out the market, like the time with Mr. Obama. Going into 2009, 2008, right up into the election, all of a sudden the world financial system collapsed, and we've been living the aftershocks of that ever since. That's why we have quantitative easing. It's due to that. So, let's go over to the Swiss franc. I always find the Swiss franc, I feel like that it's the trustworthy thing to trust. And there is that's the cable, and there is the Swiss franc. Swiss franc, nice and tight. Look at that, right in there, just nice and tight, almost throughout most of the month. Not the. No doubt that it's active. No doubt that it's been volatile. On some level, not as volatile as the real weak currencies, but the Swiss has been very solid, I think. Daily buy for 5 days, weekly buy for 13 weeks. Just steady, but not. It's not like we're up at 97 or 98. It's not like the world's coming to an end over there at all. All they're doing is keeping it tight because they see the inflation we see from like today's news. We know, and they don't want stagflation. They want basically a solid economy. You're talking about under 9 million people in Switzerland, so there's not much of a reason to get too nuts about the whole thing. Just let the markets be the markets, but don't overfeed them cash the way we are here. I mean, under Mr. Trump, Mr. Biden, we're $7 trillion in his 3 years, whereas under Mr. Trump, it was under $3 trillion. So it's a lot of 4 years and $3 trillion, and the COVID shutdown. Totally the big COVID thing, and his inflation rate was 1.41 because his policies were more solid, more capitalistic. What we're seeing now is 7 trillion and inflation in the 4s or 5s or whatever. In the end result, it's damn too high. That's what it comes down to. I think it's in the 5s. I think the BLS has our inflation at 4. It's just like definitely not healthy whatsoever. That's for sure. Not healthy. All right, now from there, we go over into the yen, and poor yen challenging the 157 area now. Mr. Trump says that the yen is being artificially propped up. I don't know what it's. I can't tell you what the heck they're doing because they keep on saying they want to hold it at the 152 area, and here we are 5 handles higher. So none of this is making a lot of sense except for the fact that they've been 5 decades now, 5 decades in stagflation, 5 decades. So that the Labor Democrat Party has kind of run the economy into the ground. And I guess if China wasn't getting so much benefit from us, it wouldn't hurt Japan as much. But the fact that they have to split what America buys with China, it really puts pressure on them. All right, and then from there, we head to the Turkish lira. There it is. Now look at that. It's backing off again today. See it right there? And look how close the weekly is. This is the horse race today. Yeah, and so there's the Turkish lira has. I want to say I'm really happy. I wish it would stay in this box. Wouldn't it be nice if it would stay in this box for like a couple years? That would help out that country. They need their currency to just be calm and stable. If this is what calm and stable looks like with that government policy, fine. Just keep it there. Try not to do anything more creative that would make it even worse shape. That's what it really comes down to. There you go. Yeah, that big box. I'd love to see this thing just stay inside that. Wouldn't that be nice? Let them kind of recuperate from going from 1 to 10 and 10 to 20 and 20 to 30, and now we're in the 35 area. Just let it just please stay there. All right, and at the same time, now we go over to the South African Rand, which gives us insight into the gold market. And you can see the last couple of days moving down, and obviously, bing, and going into the weekly sell too. That's another cool thing. Let's see if we can steal a weekly sell from somewhere. There's one right there. Let's steal that one. There we are. Looks like we're going to go into the weekly sell with no problem. And that's bullish for the metals complex. Let's go over and take a look at it. Right there. And right there. You see that right there. It's gold went into the buy yesterday. It's firm today. I guess they're going to try to work their way up because they smell inflation. That's what it comes down to. Is they're smelling the inflation coming around the corner. Inflation coming around the corner. When she comes, she'll be riding 6 white horses. When she comes, wee. The piggies are happy. They're just sucking up the money. All right, that's gold. Let's take a look at silver and see what silver thinks about this whole situation. There's silver, same thing, went into a buy yesterday, and weekly buy just like gold, holding up very firm, not letting go. And we've seen like the copper doing the same thing. Let's see. What's kind of nice is that we're seeing silver just a little bit is supporting the 26.5, 27 area. Maybe not even. You can see here. There's 26. How long did we see silver fight to try to get through? Get through the 26, and it would fall apart each time. Now, it looks like we're in a situation where it's doing the opposite of that, which is, hooray. Really, hooray. Now, let's take a look at copper. There's copper. And copper's jumping back into the buy today. On the beta, I can show you, the beta has been saying buy, which is, this zigging and zagging stuff that, it went into the buy right here in the beta. Let's go show you how it looks on the beta. Let's see right there. There we go. Let's see. There we go. Let's show you the beta. There's the beta. You're looking at 4 solid, four. This is the 5th day in a buy. 5th day in a buy, and it's just one long 10 weeks in a buy. Now we got that on the other platform right there. It's been in that buy way back there. But we got a little choppiness here. We went to the buy there, and then it went into the sell, and then back into the buy again. Just show it to you again in the beta. You know, I had those 5 days in a sell. And then it was it 7 days in a buy, 5 days in a sell, and now we're back into 6 days in a buy. There we are. So, last product we look at in the metals complex is Mr. and Mrs. Platinum. Where's that at? And I think that's the most dangerous short out there. I just have a hard time. You know, you can see there, they've got that thing trapped underneath the 1,000 mark. I mean, it's getting weirder and weirder. You know, you go to buy it physically, it's more than gold. Trade it in the market, it's was it 45% of gold? Something's wrong there. Again, that's like that math magic that we see with the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It's like, wait a second, this doesn't make any sense. How come I can't buy it for the same price I see it at the exchange? Because the central banks are the ones that are, you know, beating that product up, and that's the issue of it all. Let's see. Oh yeah, there it is. And that's what the issue is that the central banks have real full control over the metal complex. And that really makes it more complicated. And so at this point, you know, we see it there, and that's why we call it the most dangerous, you know, short, because I can't imagine why anybody would want to sell it. I don't know if it has anything to do with the Crimea situation or not, but as far as I'm concerned, you have to be insane to want to be short that product in the market on a futures contract without owning calls at the same time. Got to own those calls. All right, now, we slide over to the next place to go is the energy sector. Let's see what the energy sector is doing today. We're rolling along nice and fast, aren't we? Energy. Let's see where crude oil is today. There's crude oil right there. You see it went into the buy 2 days ago, yeah. And it's still ticking its way up. That weekly sell, look at that weekly sell. It's on the edge. And the fact that we're seeing the metals complex go up really catches my eye. You know, this could be, you know, with the South African Rand, let's go over to the South African Rand again. South African Rand pressing down like this and this going into a weekly sell, you got to wonder, you know, are we going to see like real strong action in the oil market by the end of the day to knock it out of the weekly sell and see gold lift up even more? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me any. That's the way it usually works. It's usually a late day thing when you see them like this. All right, now, let's see, where's it? There's the South African Rand. All right, so let's put let's go back to the crude right there, and then let's look at the beta and in the crude right there. You see there, 4 days in a buy, and it's 10 weeks in a buy, and yesterday it still was in the buy. You know, we'll see how, you know, at the close of the day, see how the weekly looks by Monday. You know, I'm sorry, yeah, that's the weekly. Yeah, that's the weekly right there. That's the 25th. So, you know, we'll see how that all changes. But right now, it's trying to show some strength, and I'm a little surprised that this has stayed in the sell the way it has. Like that. But, you know, if it's in a daily buy and a weekly sell and then, you know, climbs above next week, then, you know, that's just telling us that, you know, I mean, you can't get short because we're in buys now. That's the problem, is we've been in a buy all week long. On the beta, it's like I said, it's 5 days in the beta, and it's 4 days or 3 days on the big platform here. All right. From there, we're going to go take a look at Brent. Let's take a look at Brent. I really think Brent is telling the true story right there. And Brent, we got 4 days in a daily buy right there. Same time, fully in a weekly buy, and it does not look like it's trying to drop into the sell. So, I just, it could be a West Texas thing. It could be Mr. Biden. Who knows? Mr. Biden does all kinds of funny things with the reserve. So the demand on the American side might be a little low at the moment because he's feeding the marketplace with stored oil for the strategic reserve. And that's the only thing I can seem to understand or imagine what the story really is about. And going into this last 20 minutes or so of the webinar, there's not been really more of a solid theme in the fact that we know that the economy is in stagflation. And, maybe that will be the title today, too. It's a stagnant, let's see, what's it? Thank you, very happy weekend. Okay. All right, how are you still? Yeah. So let's do that. And let's just figure out, in the end result, it's the stagflation that's got this market, confused. And as long as we're not seeing good, solid data, that's the problem. Stagflation. In all areas. In all markets. Yep, stagflation. All right. From there, we'll go over to natural gas. Let's put it up on, let's see where we're going to put it right here, too. There's the natural gas. And you can see this is the third day in a sell. We'll put it up on the bigger board right there. Yeah, so, it's 3 days. And, it's been a weekly sell. Well, you have it here. This is the second week. And it's been in and out a few times. And then when we go over and look at the big one, it's always an interesting combination of hit and miss with both of them. Sometimes one's leading the other. Our beta leads the other sometimes, and then we lead. Then the beta leads the big platform, and then it goes back and forth. Huh. Okay, so what we have here now is, you can see up on the big screen is, weeks upon weeks in a weekly sell. Natural gas is not really moving up as much as we've seen in Europe when we look through the eyes of that energy company. I mean, we've been in a weekly sell now since early February, going into January. Like the last week of January, first week of February, we've been in a sell up in the $2.50 area. Amazing. And then from there, let's go take a look at the energy company in Spain and see if we can get a flavor. It's hanging underneath the $24 area, and it's moved up from the $19.50 area. So that's been a pretty hard punch in the face. You see, today we're seeing a little bit more weakness, but it's still carrying between the 24 and the 23. Oh, you're not seeing that. Here we go. You see, it's carrying through that area for a while now, and now we're trying to dip into the sell yesterday, but we're in the buy. This is the fourth week in a buy, and unless they sell that thing down hard going into the close of the day, which is only for Spain 2.5 hours away, we're probably going to see another week, another weekly buy, and that's kind of negative in the for Europeans, because we're looking at it and saying, geez, energy prices are going up going into the summer. That's the amazing part. Like natural gas and all is going up in price when it should be kind of going sideways to down. All right. Now from there, where do we go from here? Let's go to. I guess we go check out world indices. Let's see what the world indices are looking like today. All right. We're in the beta, and we go to the Nikkei. Let's see what the Nikkei did. I mean, at 157. Ooh. All right. We got the Nikkei up, closing up for the week, and the weekly. But the weekly, the week for the week, I'm just talking one day. It's not at the highs of the day, which was Wednesday, but it's up today versus yesterday. And you can see it's in a daily buy for a few days here. This is the third day. And then when we go down and look at the weekly, though, it's not letting go. It's been in a weekly sell for over 5 weeks now. From there, we'll slide over to Korea, which has been a pretty strong looking index. And right there, no, that's the Nifty 50. It's around here somewhere. There it is, right there. And so the South Korean index lifted just like the yen or the Nikkei did, and it wasn't a sell yesterday. And today we'll see how it comes out, but it looks like it's trying to get into the buy. We'll be watching this. This is real choppy, and then at the same time, this is 4 weeks in a sell. So the kind of like the weekly trend is one way, and the daily trend is, well, in this case, it's really choppy but down. And then from there, we slide over to the Taiwan, the semiconductor universe. You can see 3 days now in the daily buy right there. They've all had that same theme, but 3 weeks in a sell. See how they take it out tomorrow. Since after the close of the night, it'll show us what the weekly is. So it'll be interesting to see if it has gotten to the plus side. I doubt it. I mean, it definitely is up, but not a lot. Oh, that's a pretty good move. We could be seeing, a little bit more. Let's see, relative to the week though, it's not. All right, so 3 weeks in a sell there. We go back to the Nifty 50. Same situation in a buy for 2 days, and the weekly is on the edge. You have to wait until the night to see how they close that out. All ordinaries. Let's see what the all ordinaries is up to. You see that's 4 weeks in a sell with no problem. They put a punch into it this morning, and they knocked it down and pushed it into a sell. So we're really feeling. You can see that they're really feeling the sell side on that. From there, we'll go over to the Hang Seng. There it is right there. The Hong Kong. Hong Kong has been really ripping lately. Look at it. Making a great move. It's 8 days in a daily buy. It's in a weekly buy for 2 full weeks. So the beta really picked up on it. Whereas, let's take a look at Hong Kong. There's Hong Kong. I'm sorry, that's Shanghai. Here's Shanghai. Shanghai is trying to lift. It's in a buy for 2 days, and the weekly's been in a buy for 3 weeks. Hong Kong is, Shanghai, the Chinese market is really trapped into that sideways. It reminds me of the Turkish lira with that sideways action, or the dollar, that sideways action. We're at the top end of the range. It's range bound. I guess that's what we used to call that, range bound. Then from there, we zip over to the European continent. Let's see what the 3 major indexes are doing there. There's the DAX. Now the DAX is stumbling around. It's been in a daily buy now for 4 full days, and we'll see how, if it's in a 5th day. You can see it's got a red dot, so there's some pressure there. At the same time, 3 solid weeks in a sell. They need to do a lot of work there to get it going. There is the Kakarat. Kakaran has that same odd sloppy situation going on. 2 days in a sell and 3 weeks in a sell also. But we noticed, was it yesterday or the day before? I guess it was Wednesday. The FTSE was really zooming. You can see it there. FTSE looks like to me it's a solid 6 days in a buy and 9 weeks in a buy. So for the FTSE, they've been trying to find ways to go up now. Even it was like, I think this was all-time highs right there. And so what we've been doing is we've been watching these all-time highs in the FTSE. No one's really talking about it, but the FTSE is acting very firm. All right, now we'll dash our way over across the Atlantic and take a look at the U.S. stock indices. And I guess what we'll do is we'll start off with the Dow Jones Industrial Average. You can see the Dow went into the sell yesterday. Looks like it's trying to be in a sell today as we're starting off. And at the same time, we're looking at 5 full weeks in a weekly sell. The NASDAQ 100, a Tech 100, 3 days in a buy, going on a 4th day on a buy right now. And at the same time, we are looking at 5 weeks in a sell. The weekly's going one direction, and then the very, very short term daily is turning into the other direction. And then we go to the S&P 500, and that's doing the same thing. It is a good 4 days in a buy, and at the same time 4 weeks in a sell. Now yesterday I saw something that was totally fascinating, and that was the Russell 2000, which is the big speculative stock index. Let's see where you can find it here. Russell 2000. There it is right there. And the Russell, pushed into a sell yesterday, but at one point it was in the buy. So we have gone 3 days in a buy, and then we went into a sell yesterday. So let me just double check that. Is that right? Yeah. Yep. It was in a buy yesterday because it was still in a buy here. That's in a buy with a green dot, and this is there's a little across. If we go like this, so we can show you. You see right here, it's mixed. It's above the zero line and below the zero line. So it is still in the buy by a very thin margin from yesterday. So 4 full days in a buy. And today it's moving up. You see that right there? It's moving up. So we're seeing, money is going into, this is where money goes when they think the markets are going to turn. So if they think it's going up, this will be the first to go up in value. And let's put it this way, it will be in a buy and find ways to turn up. At the same time, when they think the markets are going down, this will be one of the first to be sold. Ooh-tee. So there is all the stock indices. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. We haven't looked at Bitcoin this week at all. Here's Bitcoin. Went into the sell a couple of days ago. This is the 3rd day in a sell. And we have been 4 weeks now in a sell. And the action in the Bitcoin itself has been, sloppy and sideways. Now, last I looked, the GBTC, the actual ETF, there it is right there. The ETF is trying to turn up. It's trying. And you can see here, but it's 3 days in a sell still. And that's also 4 weeks in a weekly sell. Right there. And that's pretty much the world. Anybody have any questions? Any ideas? Anybody want to spit anything out that might have some interesting characteristics? Let's see what's going on in the news. Let me just see if I see any headlines and data from what we saw happen to us in the the PCE. Because we've got the stock market. Let's just show you. The stock market is drifting down at this point. Let's see, like this. Check this out. You see right there, they've taken it down from the 38 area down to the 113, 14 area. It's been drifting down now for the last, I guess about the last 14, 15 minutes. Let's see if there's any news on the tape about anything particular. Let's see. Fed's favorite inflation indicator prints hotter than expected as savings rates plunge. The silver lining is that this hot PC print is dovish relative to GDP-based data we saw yesterday, with whisper numbers of plus 0.4 to plus 0.5 month over month versus the plus 3 print. Okay. Now there's talk that there could be some things by the Fed going into next Monday that takes the markets up even hotter. So we'll see. Ukraine drone strikes? No, that's not. Targeted Russian oil refineries again despite the White House. China is pivotal for U.S. inflation path. Inflation is more stubborn than most expected. How about that? Except for here, of course. We knew this was happening this way, and it's the way we've been telling you. Futures jump as tech giants soar. Yen plummets after BOJ refuses to prop up crashing currency. Interesting. Now, I thought Mr. Trump was saying that they need to do that. I don't know. I guess they're going to I would say, smartest thing they could do is let the free market control the product. Why pull, all these, do all these things where you kind of go the other way around. Let's see, like this. There we are. Close. And I'm going to go look at this story and see if we can find anything in there. In a roller coaster 48 hours to the close, the week yesterday, earlier market slump after disappointing Meta guidance. Fed preferred measure of inflation where a hotter than expected reading Thursday. And today, we have a hot PCE. There's not, to a great extent, I don't see anything particular. Alphabet was up. If we want to see some of the stock indices, we saw Microsoft is up, Apple's up. Let's see, that would be interesting. Let's see what they're doing with those stocks. Is that what's driving this market down? They may have been backing them off. So let's take a look and see. Close that. Yes. And then what we'll do is we'll go over here and open. There it is right there. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. There's Microsoft. Let's see how much it's still. Oh yeah, so see it's still up pretty good. So, I mean, it might have backed off a little bit. Now let's see if we have Google in here. Let's make that Google. Because Google actually increased its, it actually created a dividend. Before this, there was no dividend in Google. So now all the good old internet stocks, as they used to call them, there it is, Google. Yeah, Google's holding up in there too still. There we are. There you go. It's just pressing up. It's been in that weekly buy now for 6 weeks. I guess they had a good idea that they were going to put a 20 cent dividend in, a quarterly dividend, I guess it is. So what's that, like 80 cents for the year? Almost $1. That's not bad. That means institutions can buy the stock now. Most institutions can't buy stock unless it pays a dividend. Yeah. So that these things lifted the market up today, but you can see right there. Yeah, it's basically unchanged. Was it? It's up. Okay, they're reflecting it up $33 because of where it before the news came out. It must have closed the product. So we're looking at the stock market's firm today, but right now the Dow is just 14 points up, 18 points up. Just kind of slow and steady. It was up 175 points when we started the webinar because of the news coming out. Let's see what other products we have not looked at lately on this on the what do you call it, the beta. I was looking at that. I was looking at the ARC fund, because it used to be like $175 a share. Now it's trading at $40 and some odd cents a share, $43. It's the tech one. In many ways, the tech market hasn't come back very well. What's kind of, let's go over here and look at it. What's interesting though is Tesla is come back. It's been acting very well the last couple of days. 3 days, I think it's in a buy at this point, right there. You see that right there? It's hanging out up in there. That's yesterday. Let's see what today looks like. But last I looked, Tesla was moving up even more, and we've moved out of the weekly sell into the buy. Let's see, setting. There we are, right there. So it's just unchanged up in there, and you can see right here we're moving into that green action. There you are, right there. So there you see it. You see that strength if it wasn't for Meta. Let's take a look at Meta. Last I looked, they rallied it and put it in a buy yesterday. Let's see if we can find it here. There it is right there. Meta closed in a buy yesterday. Right there. There. And so it's unchanged a little bit right there. This is a little wild. It'll change as soon as the markets open up normally. All right, traders, I guess we've had enough fun. We have a title already now for the markets today, and to me it makes sense. It's the title is Stagflation in all markets. In other words, we're really not going anywhere. We're just trading inside a range. And that's pretty much the name of the tune. So, everybody have a safe and smart weekend. And we will catch you all on Monday. Today is TGIF. Thank goodness it's Friday. And tomorrow will be TGIM. Or Monday will be, that's for sure. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders. Have a safe and smart weekend, and we will catch you all on Monday. Ta-ta for now. Doc, over and out.